Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram.
So Hare Krishna, thank you all for joining and giving me your wonderful association. And we just try to finish 6 also today. So last class we stopped at 5. Quickly we'll finish. We just have to do the chanting part of Shloka 5. We finished the PPT last week. So we just try to read the purport and we try to understand Shloka 5. I think there are hardly 2-3 paras. And then we'll start Shloka 6 today. Okay. So we have to start from here. When is everybody able to see my screen?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Would anybody like to read this paragraph from when one fully engages?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Hare.
In chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, he gradually realizes his own spiritual identity. Unless one faithfully chants the Hare Krishna Mantra, Krishna doesn't reveal himself. Sevamukhe ki devedu vayam eva purte ada. PRS means what, Mataji?
Amrita Sindhu Mataji.
Okay, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.234. We cannot realize the supreme personality of Godhead by any artificial means. We must engage faithfully in the service of the Lord. Such service begins with a tongue, Sevenmukhi Vihvada, which means that we should always chant the holy names of the Lord and accept Krishna Prasada. We should not chant or accept anything else. When this process is faithfully followed, the Supreme Lord reveals himself to the devotee. When a person realizes himself.
Yeah, Mataji, if you can just stop 1 second. I'll just explain this para before we go to the next. Thank you, Mataji. Once. So here they are saying, see, the Hare Krishna mantra is so potential, So what they are saying, the functionality of the tongue should be only 2 purposes of the tongue. So one is to have Krishna Prasadam and chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Okay, when you do both these things, the Supreme Lord reveals himself to the devotee. Okay, so that is what is said in the tongue. So we should not use the tongue to eat anything other than the prasadam, and we should not use the tongue to talk nonsense or prajalpa or anything and just waste this valuable time talking on the phone or talking about cinema, politics, or what all, I mean, gossip, everything. So not all that. Okay, so only when we do these two, like we eat Krishna Prasada and talk about Krishna or chant the holy names of the Hare Krishna mantra, particularly very important for us. Whatever we do or not, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is very, very important for us, because Prabhupada says that 99% of our spiritual growth is based on chanting. The more we chant, the more we get purified, the more we understand, and the more closer we get to God. Okay, so chanting is so much important for us. Okay, so Hare Krishna, you can please continue, Mataji, the next paragraph.
When a person realizes himself to be an eternal savior of Krishna, he loses interest in everything but Krishna's service. Always thinking of Krishna, devising means by which to spread the holy name of Krishna, he understands that his only business is in spreading the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. Such a person is to be recognized as an Uttama Adhikari, and his association should be immediately accepted according to the 6 process. Dadati, Prati, Grihnati, etc. Indeed, the advanced Uttamadhikari Vaishnava devotee should be accepted as a spiritual master. Everything one possesses should be offered to him, for it is enjoined that one should deliver it whatever he asks to the spiritual master. The brahmachari in particular is supposed to beg alms from others and offer them to spiritual master. However, one should not imitate the behavior of an advanced devotee or Mahabhagavata without being self-realized, for by such imitation one will eventually become degraded. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So here, so when like he understands See, till now, what we think, we are individuals, we do everything for our satisfaction in this material world. But when we come to know of a true Swarupa, so what is the nature of a Jiva? The nature of a Jiva is Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nityadas. So when you realize that you are an eternal servitor of Krishna, you lose interest in everything. You don't feel like doing anything for yourself, for your interest. So you do everything for the interest of Krishna. So you're always thinking how I can spread the glories of Krishna. So how I can, what better I can do to please Krishna and Krishna's devotees. So such qualities are there in a Uttama Adhikari. He is always 24 hours thinking about how I can make this person Krishna conscious, how I can spread Krishna conscious here in this place, how I can please Krishna. So he's always thinking about that. Okay, so such an Uttama Adhikari, he is a guru. He is capable of being a guru. Okay, an Uttama Adhikari who is always thinking about Krishna 24 hours in his sleep, talk, eat, in his walk, every possible way he's thinking of Krishna. So such a person, such an Uttama Adhikari, he can become a spiritual master. Okay, so we should not imitate the spiritual master. Okay, but we should follow his instructions. Okay, because if we try to follow them, we will fall down because their standard is different and our standard is different. So we should follow their instructions, but we should not try to imitate them. So someone else wants to read the last para or?
Can I, Mataji?
Yeah, please, Mataji.
In this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami advises the devotee to be intelligent enough to distinguish between the Kanishtha Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, and Uttama Adhikari. The devotee should also know his own position and should not try to imitate a devotee situated on a higher platform. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura has given some practical hints to the effect that an Uttama Adhikari Vaishnava can be recognized by his ability to convert many fallen souls to Vaishnavism. One should not become a spiritual master unless he has attained the platform of Uttam Adhikari. A neophyte Vaishnava or a Vaishnava situated on the intermediate platform can also accept disciples, but such disciples must be on the same platform, and it should be understood that they cannot advance very well toward the ultimate goal of life under his insufficient guidance. Therefore, disciples should be careful to accept an Uttam Adhikari as a spiritual master. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So here in this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami is telling you should be very intelligent to differentiate who is a Kanishta Adhikari, who is a Madhyama Adhikari, and who is a Uttama Adhikari. Okay, so we've seen what are the qualifications of how we can identify a Kanishta, a neophyte devotee, or a Madhyama, a mediocre. Okay, and how Uttama, the highest devotee. So how we can identify, we saw, right? We got some hints through Srila Rupa Goswami. Okay, so Uttama Adhikari is we can recognize him because of his capability, because he converts many souls to Vaishnavism. Okay, and he is capable of becoming a spiritual master. But here Rupa Goswami says that a neophyte Vaishnava can also accept disciples, but his disciples will be only up to his standard, on the Kanishta standard. So that is why we should be careful when we choose a guru. We should choose a guru who is on the Uttama Adhikari stage, who can give us guidance, who can give us show us the path to Krishna consciousness. Okay, so we should be very careful when choosing a guru. So thank you so much. Let's go to 6 now. So I'll just try to open the PPT. Okay. So before we start the shloka, let us all take the blessings of the beautiful deities of ISKCON Mangaluru, Sri Sri Radha Govinda Ji, Sri Sri Radha Govinda Ji ki Jai.
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 Thank you. So these are the topics as usual we cover in all the shlokas. So 1 to 7. So we have two types of sadhana bhakti. Okay, in sadhana bhakti, the two types are Vaidhi and Raganuga. Okay, these are for devotees like us who are practicing, who are doing sadhana. So we are all still in the Vaidhi stage. Vaidhi means where we follow rules and regulations. Okay, Raganuga stage is the stage where we'll see actually in shloka number 8 before that. So I just want to say that these are two different parts of sadhana bhakti itself, Vaidhi and Raganuga. And Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti, they're very spontaneous, like the gopis of Vrindavana and all those, Yashoda Maya, Nanda Baba, all those, they are in Prema Bhakti, that stage, okay? So that also we see from 9 to 11. So what did we see in text 1? We saw how we could control all the urges, the genitals, the tongue, the anger, the speech, everything. And in text 2, we saw what are the obstacles to devotional service, what are the problems that cause devotional service, and what aid devotional service we saw in text 3. And then text 4, we see what kind of loving exchanges we have. Like we give gifts, take gifts, we exchange our mind, we see what is in their mind, we give our mind. So all those things we saw. Total 6 loving exchanges we saw, right? And then in text 5, we saw association. Now we completed this thing, like association according to the levels of advancement. So there are 3 kinds of devotees we saw: Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. So how, what are the qualities each have, and we can now distinguish. We can know who is on the Kanishta level, who is on the Madhyama level, and who is on the Uttama level. Kanishta, we know that he doesn't associate, he doesn't give importance to devotees. His focus is mainly on the deities. Okay, he's still, because he didn't read the Shastras, he doesn't know the importance of association of devotees. He thinks that everything is the deity, like how we all initially, when we go to the temple, we don't care about any of the devotees around us. We just go to the deity, we offer our pranams, and then we take aarti and we come out. Right? So like that. So he is the Kanishta stage. And then Madhyama is like, he knows everything. He knows the Shastras. He has complete faith. The Kanishta, his faith is shakable. So Madhyama is like his shake is unbreakable. He has complete faith. If somebody else comes and tells that Krishna is not the supreme personality of Godhead, no, he says that he has complete faith that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. His faith is not shaken, and he friends the devotees. He knows the importance of association of devotees. So he is in good association with good terms with in friendship with the devotees, and he shows mercy to the innocent people. Like he tries to bring the ignorant people to Krishna consciousness. And Uttama Adhikari is like, he is like totally, his whole life is for Krishna consciousness, 24 hours. Okay, he talks Krishna, he sleeps Krishna, he eats Krishna, he is preaching Krishna, he is traveling for Krishna, everything for Krishna. He is always thinking how to please Krishna. Okay, and he is a spiritual master. He's as good as being a spiritual master. He can make disciples. Okay, so these we saw. So now text 6, we see like how associating with a pure devotee, like Uttama Adhikari, who is a spiritual master. How should we associate with a pure devotee? That we'll see in today's shloka. So text 6 discusses further how we should associate with devotees, especially with the spiritual master, means Uttama Adhikari, who is understood to be transcendentally situated. So would anybody like to read the shloka? Could anybody please read the shloka?
I'll try, Mataji.
Definitely.
I'll
Please
try,
go.
Mataji.
Yeah, please.
दृष्टैः स्वभावजनितैर्वपुष्टैश्च दोषैर् न प्रकातत्वम् इह भक्तजनस्य पश्येत् गङ्गं भासं न खलु बुद्बदे तेन पङ्कैर्ब्रह्मद्रवत्वं Apagachati Mira Dharme. Hare Krishna.
Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna,
Nice.
Mataji. I will try, Mataji, once again.
Yeah, please try, Prabhuji.
दृष्टैः स्वाभाव्यजनितैः वपुषश्चादोषैर्नाप्रकृत्वाम् इह भक्तजनस्य पश्येत् गङ्गाम् अभ्यासं न कलो बु बुद् 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 बूढ़ा फेन
Bud Bud.
बूढ़ा फेन
It's not da, Prabhuji, it's Bud Buddha. Da.
Buddha mother, yes, Buddha.
Bud Buddha.
Yes, Buddha फेन पंकैर ब्रह्मा द्वावा त्वम् अपगच्छति निर्धर्मैः.
Wonderful, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So nice.
Right, Mataji, please.
Yeah.
Can I, Mataji?
Yeah, please try, Mataji.
दृष्टै स्वभावजनितैर्वपुश्च दर्शनैर् प्राकृतत्वमिह भक्तजनस्य पश्येत् गाङ्गाम्भसानखुलो बुद्बुद फेन पङ्कैर्ब्रह्मद्रव त्वमवगच्छति निरधर्मैः.
Hari
Hare
Bol. Wonderful.
Hare
All of you are reading so wonderfully.
Hare. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Bol. Yeah, thank you so much, all the wonderful devotees who recited. Hare Krishna. So, who would like to read the translation? Can anybody please read the translation? Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
please.
Mataji. Being situated in a original Krishna consciousness position, a pure devotee doesn't identify with the body. Such a devotee should not be seen from a materialistic point of view. Indeed, one should overlook a devotee having a body born in a low family, a body with a bad complexion, a deformed body, or a diseased or infirm body. According to ordinary vision, such imperfections may seem prominent in the body of a pure devotee, but despite such seeming defects, the body of a pure devotee cannot be polluted. It is exactly like the waters of the Ganges, which sometimes during the rainy season are full of bubbles, foam, and mud. The Ganges water doesn't become polluted. Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding will bathe in the Ganges without considering the condition of the water. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji. So, here they are talking about the Uttama Adhikari who is eligible to become a spiritual master. Okay, so here they are saying when you see the Uttama Adhikari or the spiritual master, though however he may look, you should not go by the material looks of that spiritual master. So we should see how externally he is performing, he is doing his spiritual activities. That we should give importance to. See, the analogy given here is the Ganges of the Ganges. See, nowadays all the the holy rivers are polluted because of all these factories, or they dump all the dust and everything. Whatever they eat, they drop in the pure rivers everywhere. So we see that the waters, the holy rivers, they're polluted nowadays. So you can see all the bubbles coming, the foam on the water, and the mud, everything. Okay, so but we know the how much ever all these impurities are there in the holy water, but still we know that it is spiritual. Okay, by nature it is spiritual. Though materially to our eyes we see all these impurities like bubbles, foam, mud, we know the spiritual content of that water. So we still, even if we see all the external impurities also, we know that Ganga is pure and we go and take a dip in the water. Right? Similarly, externally, the Uttama Adhikari or that spiritual master, he may look dark, short, fat, or like he may be of a different body, not an Indian body or something, like whatever. He may have a different deformation, or he may be diseased or whatever externally, but that should not affect us. We know that the Uttama Adhikari or that spiritual master, what we should see, like how we see the purity of the Ganges, we should see how well he is doing his Krishna consciousness, how well he is preaching. how he is pleasing, how much he is pleasing Krishna. So that we have to see. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, so who wants to read the first point?
Hare Krishna. Mataji. Can I read, Mataji?
Yeah, please, Prabhuji, please.
Being situated in this original Krishna consciousness position, a pure devotee does not identify with the body.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. So, beings, see, the Uttama Adhikaris, they don't identify anybody with the body. You know, they see everybody on the platform of soul. That is why, you know, they don't differentiate, they don't say that this is dog, this is Chandala. They don't differentiate. Like how, see, when we see some other material person, we say, oh, he's a servant, he's a rich person, this is a dog, this is elephant. But he sees the Paramatma. Okay, he does not identify the spiritual master. He sees everybody on an equal level. He does not identify with the body. He does not go with the bodily platform at all. He sees the soul in everybody. He sees the Paramatma, and he gives respect to everybody. He treats everybody on the same level. The second point, would anybody like to read?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, please.
I'm
Prabhu.
audible, Mataji, clearly?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yes. Such a devotee should not be seen from a materialistic point of view. Indeed, one should overlook a devotee having a body born in a low family, a body with a bad complexion, a deformed body, or a diseased or infirm body.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So here they are saying that they should not see the Uttamadhikari or that spiritual master from a material point of view. Okay, so we should just overlook all those, whether like he's having he's having a short, he's looking short, he's looking too tall, he's looking too fat, too thin, or he's dark, he's white, or he's diseased. Okay, or he has a deformed body, whatever, what complexion, nothing. We should not see the outward appearance at all. Okay, so we should try to see how much firm concentration he has in Krishna Bhakti. See, some people, you know, when you come to Krishna consciousness ISKCON, when you see that person, you're immediately remembered of nothing but Krishna. Some devotees, when you see, so those are the Uttamadhikaris, or I mean, even Kanishta, I mean, even in Madhyama also you will see such people. I mean, everywhere in some people, you know, even in Kanishta also we can see Krishna. Okay. Okay. So, I mean, like some people, some devotees, when we see, we are just automatically reminded of Krishna because they always do the service to Krishna, service to devotees. They're in some form or the other, they're connected to Krishna. So some people, when we just see them itself, we are reminded of Krishna. See, and when we go to the temple or when we go to the Bhakti Vriksha, we should associate with such kind of people who remind us of Krishna. When we see them, you know, if you associate with them, we get that enthusiasm, we get that zeal to become a devotee like him. Okay, because weekly once we do association, right? We should recharge our battery by associating with such kind of devotees who can give us Krishna. See, who can give us Krishna? If they have Krishna with them, they can give Krishna to us. If somebody is not having Krishna with them, how can they give Krishna? See, the spiritual master has Krishna with him. Then if we associate with him, we can get Krishna. Okay, but we should not try to see the outward appearance of our spiritual master. Okay, so that is what is said in the second point. Could anybody please read the third point?
May I try?
Yes, please, Mataji.
According to ordinary vision, such imperfections may seem prominent in the body of a pure devotee, but despite such seeming defects, the body of a pure devotee cannot be polluted. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. See, that's what the same thing, second continuation of the second point. See, we may see prominently, obviously, any person in this material world, he does not have a perfect body, right? He will definitely have some imperfections materially. Okay, but even though they may have such defects, See, the body of a pure devotee cannot be polluted. Why? Because he has Krishna with him. The main asset that he has, even though however he may look externally, whatever defects he has externally, but he has Krishna with him. That is what is important for us. Okay, it's not a negative thing that if he has all these, then oh no, I can't take him as my guru. He's so dark, he's so short, he does not look nice. I don't want to take him as my guru. It's not like that. We should never think that way. Okay, when we see that guru, are we reminded of Krishna? That's it. We should accept him as a guru. I mean, the Uttama Adhikaris. We should not take the external thing into account. Okay, that is very important. Okay. So next we see, right, this instruction talks about what is Shuddha Bhakti. So we'll see in the coming slides what is Shuddha Bhakti. Shuddha Bhakti is pure Bhakti, no other desire. Only Shuddha Bhakti means unalloyed devotion, unalloyed Bhakti. You have no other desires but to please Krishna. That's all. That is Shuddha Bhakti. So we'll see that in the coming slides. How Lord's devotees should not be seen, that we'll see. And we should not do Vaishnava Aparadh. And if we do Vaishnava Aparadh, what are the consequences? We'll see. What constitutes an Aparadh? So why do we make an Aparadh? And how can we avoid Aparadh? And how if we've done our Aparadh, what are the overcoming consequences? That we'll see. Okay. So now we'll see what is Shuddha Bhakti. So would anybody like to read this shloka?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please.
Suddha Bhakti. Anya Abhilashita Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulena Krishnanu Silanam Bhaktir Uttama.
Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah. So this is actually a shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 19th chapter, shloka number 167. Okay. So Anyabhilashita Shunyam Nana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam Bhaktir Uttama. See, what is the Uttama Bhakti they are telling? Okay. Bhaktir Uttama. Okay. So actually this verse is also found in Srila Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay. So they're saying what is Uttama Bhakti? Okay, that is nothing but Shuddha Bhakti. What is that? Anya Abhilashita. I think it's there in the next shloka. Yeah. So would anybody like to read the translation of this shloka?
I'll read Mataji.
Yeah. Please, Mahataji, please.
In this Krishna consciousness movement, one's consciousness must be changed. If consciousness is aimed towards material enjoyment, it is material consciousness. And if it is aimed towards serving Krishna, it is Krishna consciousness. A surrendered soul serves Krishna without material considerations. Jnana karmadnya anavratam, unalloyed devotional service which is transcendental to the activities of the body and mind, such as jnana, mental speculation, and karma, fruitive work, is called pure bhakti yoga. One actually engages in unalloyed, uncontaminated devotional service. He is already liberated. Sa gunan samatitaitan. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Thank you, Matri. Thank you so much. So, what are they saying? See, pure bhakti, anya abhilashita. Anya means any abhilasha, any desires. Shunyam, zero. So, anya abhilashita shunya means zero desires you should have. Okay? You should not even have what? Gnana, mental speculation. Karma kanda you should not have. Okay? Anavritam. So, you should not have even this. Anukulyena means favorable. You should practice Shilanam. So favorably you should practice Krishna consciousness. That is Uttama Bhakti. Okay. So Anya Abhilashita Shunyam, no desires. It is not like, oh Krishna, I'm doing so much for you. I'm doing chanting, reading, seva. I'm hearing, I'm doing book distribution, prasadam distribution, so much I'm doing, cooking seva I'm doing, abhishekam I'm doing, all this I'm doing. Because I'm doing all this, you give me something. Material we ask. So not like that. Okay, Anya Abhilashita means, Shuddha Bhakti means you don't desire anything from Krishna. You do everything. See, Anya Abhilashita Shunyam, no desires. Shunyam, zero. Even Gnana. You don't want Gnana also. Gnana means mental speculations. The Gnanis, they do mental speculation. They desire, what do they desire? They want to merge into the impersonal Brahman and they want to become one with God. So all of you, I mean, like in L1, L1 and L2, you read the Bhagavad Gita, right? So you all know what Gnanis do. They want to merge into this impersonal Brahman and they desire to become one with God. Why? Because they want to escape all the pains of this material world. It is not out of love for God they do all this. The Gnanis, they want to escape all the pains of the material world. So that's why after liberation, they want to merge into the impersonal Brahman and they want to lose their individuality and they think they have become one with God. So that is also some material desire, right? Okay, so that also you should not be there. Nana, karma kanda. See, many karma kandis, what do we do? Even before we came to Krishna consciousness, we perform yajnas or we perform some sacrifice so that we want to go to heavenly planets. We do some charity, a social activity. So we do all this, right, to gather punya. So that is karma kanda. So we want some pious credit so that we can go to the higher planets, heavenly planets. So that also should not be there. Nana karmadi anavritam. What should be there? Anukulyena. You should practice what? Anukulyena? Krishnanushilanam. So Krishna consciousness, you should practice favorably. That is the Uttama Bhakti. Bhaktir Uttama. Okay, so favorable Krishna consciousness means what? See how even Kamsa, he practiced Krishna consciousness, but how? Out of fear. He always used to meditate. Oh Krishna. If anybody says Ka, they were about to say Kamsa, but still he used to think Ka means Krishna. He used to be so much fearful. When he was eating, he was scared about Krishna. If a small sound is made, he used to think Krishna has come. And even when he's sleeping in his dream, he would get Krishna. See, like that, he's unfavorably, he's thinking of Krishna. But our Krishna consciousness should not be like that. Anukulyena, favorably, with love, devotion, and bhakti, we should do Krishna consciousness. So that is the highest bhakti, Uttama Bhakti. That is what they are saying here. Okay, the same thing is being said here. Okay, so now let's go to the next thing. How Lord's...
Jnana, Mataji, Jnana means knowledge, na?
Yes, Mataji.
Gaining knowledge, na? Jnana.
Yeah, mental space. What Nanis do, Mataji? They don't have any guru. I think they must have told you all this in L1 and L2. That's why I didn't go into depth.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So actually, these Gnanis, what they do? They renounce all the material responsibilities and they come to the forest and they read all these Vedas, Upanishads, and everything by themselves. They don't have any guru. So they think they're so intelligent, these Gnanis, they're so intelligent, they don't accept any guru. They read all these books, Vedas, Upanishads by themselves, and they try to speculate. It could be like this, it could be like that, by their own. And they come to a conclusion. So these are the Gnanis. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So, how the Lord's devotees should not be seen. So, would anybody like to read the first point?
May I try?
Yeah, please, Mataji, please.
No one should criticize the bodily defects of a pure devotee. If there are such defects, they should be overlooked. What should be taken into account is the spiritual master's main business, which is devotional service, pure service to the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So, here from now, we'll see how we should see, how we should not see the Lord's devotees, the spiritual master, how we should not see. Okay, so here, first point, they are saying we should not criticize the bodily defects of a pure devotee. Okay, if a devotee of a spiritual master, he has any such defects, we should overlook them. We should not criticize, oh, look how he is bent, look how he is walking, look how he has worn his dhoti, how he has worn his kurta, look at his shikha, look at his tilak. No, we should not take into account of all these outward things. We should see what is the main business. Okay, we should not say that he's so short. Oh, how can he be guru? How can I take him? Oh, he's American. Does he know any shastras? How can we accept him as guru? He's so dark, my God. Like that. What we should see is, we should see only how much bhakti internally, how much bhakti, how much Krishna consciousness he's preaching, how much Krishna bhakti he has, how much devotional service is he doing. That we should take into account, not the bodily defects. See, once what happened is, once Guru Maharaj, actually Jaipataka Swami Guru Maharaj, I hope all of you know Jaipataka Swami Guru Maharaj. Actually, this I was hearing from Nitai Sevni Mataji's speech. So she was telling, actually Guru Maharaj, he came to ISKCON Visakhapatnam, and he was seeing the deities and he was crying. So one neophyte Mataji, she was thinking in her mind, she was thinking in her mind, Arey, why is Guru Maharaj crying? In her mind, she was thinking, Arey, Guru Maharaj is crying. And then she went to Nitai Sevni Mataji and she's telling, you know, Guru Maharaj's condition is very bad actually. I mean, like, if you see him physically, he has like 80% of his body parts are not working. 80% are not working. And one of the astrologers, I think for some 5-6 years back, he was telling, seeing his Kundali astrology, he was telling that this person should have been dead long back. How is he still alive? So that is Guru Maharaj. That much he wants to serve his Guru's instructions. He says that I am requesting my Guru Maharaj, because I didn't finish complete the instructions given by Guru Maharaj. That's why I am by force staying, even though like I was supposed to go long back. And now also, if you see Guru Maharaj, Jaipataka, you can browse Jaipataka Swami Guru Maharaj. He is on the wheelchair. He can't walk properly. He can't see properly. Half of his body is paralyzed. His lungs are always infected. You know, his liver is full of problems. He has sugar, and he has a stitch on his forehead. He can't speak properly. So many problems he has, but you know, he increased his bhakti, preaching more than ever now. You can see he gives 3-4 classes in a day with this condition where 80% of his body is not working. Okay, so this Mataji, she was a neophyte devotee. She didn't understand the Uttama stage of Guru Maharaj. So what she went and she revealed her mind to Nitai Sevni Mataji. So she went and told Mataji, Mataji, see, Guru Maharaj is crying. Probably he's crying because he's sitting on the wheelchair. No, that's why he's crying. Then Nitai Sevni Mataji, she got so angry on this lady. She said, what do you think? He's crying because he's sitting on the wheelchair, because he can't stand. She didn't understand. Then Mataji said, he's crying seeing the deities. He's in ecstasy. See, we material people, we don't understand. We think on the material platform, seeing that he can't walk, he's on the wheelchair. That is why he's crying. That is what we think. They are not at all least bothered about that material condition. So Nitai Sevni Mataji, because she understands Guru Maharaj's this thing, right? He's Uttama Adhikari. So she said, don't be so foolish. He's not crying because he's paralyzed. He can't stand, or he's in a wheelchair. He's crying, seeing the deities. He's talking to the deities. In ecstasy, he's crying. Seeing the deities, he's crying. So that is how we should understand their devotees. They never bother about the material conditions of, they see everybody on the platform of soul. They don't worry. In fact, Guru Maharaj says that I'm not worried about my. See, definitely, when you are in the material world, all these problems will be there. He says, pain is there. Like when they do, every now and then he's going to the hospital. They give him some injection, or there is some the stitching going on. They operate his body. His body is full of pain always. He has to do some exercises which he cannot do, but still he has to do. A lot of pain for him, but still he says, in all this pain also, I'm so blissful, because I give all these classes. I'm so spiritual. I'm always into Krishna. Definitely in this material world there will be pain, but that pain is compensated when I do my spiritual activities. That's what Guru Maharaj says. That's what is still keeping him going. Okay, so we should never look at the bodily defects of a pure devotee. Only the how much Krishna consciousness, bhakti he has, the way he is preaching, how much of devotional service he is doing. That is what we have to see. Okay, the second point, how we should not see a pure devotee. Would anybody like to read the shloka from Bhagavad Gita?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Api cheta duracharo bhajate mam ananyabhak sadur eva sa manatavyaha samyag avyavasito hi shaha.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So in Bhagavad Gita, so second point is, first is defects we should not see of the body. Now, second, we should not see the faults. Okay, so in Bhagavad Gita 9.3, apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadur eva samantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha. Okay, so what is the translation? Here it is said, even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. Okay, so what they're saying, see, even sometimes he will never do, a spiritual master will never do any thing wrong, but in case he does something wrong also, okay, so what he should be still considered saintly, because we have to see whether, see, after he committed that mistake, whether he's still continuing in the wrong thing, or he's correcting that mistake and he's going forward in his Krishna consciousness. That is more important. So what here they're saying is, even though they'll never commit actually the gurus, but if they commit any mistake also, they are saintly. Why? Because we should see that after committing that mistake, are they correcting it and then moving further in their Krishna consciousness or not? That is important. Okay, what next step they are taking, that is important. After, whether they are correcting and they are going forward or not, that is important. Okay, so even if they make that small mistake, if they correct, they are saintly because their faith is fixed. Sometimes, by because we are in this material world, mistakes do happen, because anybody in this material world, they are not perfect, right? So by chance mistakes happen, so still he is saintly. If they do mistakes also, they are saintly. That is what they are saying, because their faith is still there that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they're still inclined towards practicing Krishna consciousness. Okay, this is how there is one example. See, if for example a person, he falls in mud. Okay, his body from top to bottom is full of mud. Now that muddy person, he goes under a shower, and he stands and he opens the shower. So now water is falling on him, but the person who is seeing, he will see only mud. He will say, "Oh, so much mud you have." But what will happen? He's standing under the shower, but we don't see that he's standing under the shower. Gradually, the water will clean him. It's just a matter of time. right? Slowly, if he stands there for 1 or 2 minutes under that shower, that mud will go off and he'll be clean, right? See, initially that mud means fault. We are just seeing the fault, but we are standing under the shower. So what will happen if the process of falling water is continuous? The dirt will go off and he'll come off clean, right? So like that, see, a pure devotee also, like that mud initially, he may, not for sure, he may have some faults, but we should not criticize. If he's still continuing, if he's correcting that and he's going forward in his Krishna consciousness, okay, moving forward in his bhakti, that we have to see. Then he is considered saintly. So we should not say, oh, why is Guru Maharaj doing like this? He's not supposed to do like that. We are not supposed to say faults in a guru. We are never supposed to see faults in a guru. Even though he does it, because we are all in this material world, there is a chance of doing mistakes, because nobody is 100% perfect in this material world. Okay, like that. See, for instance, you see in this picture, you can see Jagai and Madai. You can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is in yellow, and Nityananda Prabhu, who is in blue colored clothes. And below we see Jagai and Madai. All of you, I think you must be familiar with this story, where actually Jagai and Madai, they're Brahmins. But because of bad association, they do all bad activities, smoking, meat eating, drinking, everything. So Nitai once comes to Jagai Mata and tells, please chant Gauranga, please chant Hare Krishna, he says. So Jagai, he gets angry and he takes a pot and the liquor pot, and he hits it on the head of Nityananda Prabhu, and blood starts oozing out. Now somebody goes and tells Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is what happened. Nityananda Prabhu's forehead is blood is oozing. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gets so angry and he comes, where is my Vishnu Chakra? Where is my Sudarshan? And he tries to bring. Then Nityananda Prabhu says, no. He requests Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, see, if you go on killing everybody like this, Kali Yuga, everybody is like Jagai, all of us are like actually Jagai Madai. But that time only one Jagai Madai were there. But now in Kali Yuga, everybody is full of Jagai Madai. Right? All of us are like that only, right? We have so many impurities in us. Right? So that's what Nityananda Prabhu says. Please, all of us, like you have to kill everybody then at this rate. See, then Nityananda Prabhu says, we have to correct the sin in that person, but not that person. We should not try to, neglect that person, but we should try to correct the sin in that person. Okay, and finally, seeing this, Jagai and Madai, seeing Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, oh my God, we hit him on the head, but still he's saying, he's giving so much compassion and mercy to us. He's saying not to kill us. And then they change. See, they were so, Jagai Madai, they change and they become afterwards one of the best devotees they become. Okay, so that is how the devotees are. So initially they were like that. Now they have become such pure devotees. So once they may be sinful, they may look, they may have performed some fault. Right? But always you should not think, oh, Jagai Madai means they are fault people. You should not think that. They will do mistakes because they are in this material world. But still we have to see, are they correcting it or not, and are they moving forward in their bhakti or not. We should not put that stamp. That is very important. Okay, so that is the second point. We should not see faults in the guru. Okay, third is family background. Would anybody please read the third one?
Can I?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Even though a pure devotee may not be born in a Brahmana or Goswami family, if he is engaged in the service of the Lord, he should not be neglected. In actuality, there cannot be a family of Goswamis based on material considerations, caste, or heredity. The Goswami title is actually the monopoly of the pure devotees. The Goswami title is not hereditary. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay. So now we should not see the family background of that particular pure devotee. Okay. So here, if we see a pure devotee, is not necessarily he should be born in a Brahmana or a Goswami family. Okay. The only qualification is who is a Goswami? Go means senses. Swami means master. So one who has mastered, who can control his senses, is called a Goswami. So any person who has controlled his senses and is engaged in the service of the Lord is called a Goswami. It's not necessary that he's born in a Brahmana family or a Goswami family, then only he is a Goswami. Okay, like now generally, Kaliyuga, what do they say? If you're born in a Brahmana family, only you're a Brahmana. But that Brahmana, he may not be having Brahmanic qualities only. He may be behaving like a Kshatriya or a Shudra. But still, by caste, he's a Brahmana. Because he's born in a Brahmana, he's a Brahmana. Like that. Now, in actually nowadays, there are Goswami families like Nityananda Prabhu and I forgot the name. Nityananda Prabhu, and there's one more Advaita Prabhu, Advaita Acharya Prabhu. Okay, so their family lineage, because Nityananda Prabhu is a Goswami and Advaita Prabhu is a Goswami, their whole family, they put this Goswami title. We don't know whether they really have, but because they are in that family, they put this title Goswami behind them as a tradition. Okay, so actually the Goswami title is not hereditary. It is not like by caste or by tradition it comes. Generally, I mean, even if they put it, that is one thing, but actual Goswami means what? The one who can control his senses. Okay, who can control their senses and who are always in the devotional service of the Lord, they are called Goswami. They should get the title of Goswami. See, if you see Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, they got this title. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave them this title. See, earlier Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, they were actually working as Muslim, ministers in the Muslim kingdom. Okay, their names were Dhabir Khas and Sakar Malik. Okay, so they worked as ministers in the Muslim kingdom. Okay, but later they surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, they were no longer interested in working. Initially also they were not interested. They were forced to work in the Muslim by the Muslim king. Okay, so after they surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could see that they could control their senses. Okay, so that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami the Goswami title. So the names were Dhabir Khas and Sakar Malik, right? So he gave them initiation and he changed their names to Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. Okay, so that is the thing. So, and we talked, right? Some people like Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, they are actually Goswamis. And people who are born in those family, they think they also get this tag. Like how in our family background, we have the surname, right? Once a child is born, the child also gets the same surname. Like that, these people who are in the Nityananda Prabhu family dynasty and Advaita Acharya family dynasty, they get this, they put this Goswami in the end. Okay, so it's up to them, that is okay. But actually the correct way is, the Goswami is like one who can really control their senses, okay, who can master their senses and who do a devotional service to the Lord. They are entitled to the title of Goswami. See, Srila Prabhupada, he gave the Americans Diksha, Sannyas. Okay, why? Because he recognized them as Goswamis. So, but in India, they are not able to digest that fact. See, hot Americans, they are getting Diksha. What lechas they are. And out of envy, they criticized. They did so much wrong propagation against Prabhupada. How can Americans, they become Goswamis? Americans can never become Goswamis. That is why, you know how much criticism Prabhupada faced. We think at the age of 70, imagine nowadays people plan to retire at 50, 60. So at 70, Prabhupada went to America, and after successfully establishing Krishna consciousness in America, when he came back to India also, he faced so much of criticism. Okay, Americans can never become Goswamis. What is this? How could he initiate them? That's what many people, when he came back to India, they said. Okay, so, and also one more thing, it is said in the purport, if you read, Prabhupada says that, like if someone says that I am born in a Nityananda Prabhu dynasty, and he says proudly that I only should get the Goswami title. Okay, nobody else should get, because I am in the Nityananda Prabhu dynasty, I should only get Goswami title. And if he proudly says like that, that will lead to his fall down in bhakti. They say, right, pride comes before fall. When you're ready to fall, before that only you will become proud. That is a symbol. So you should not feel proud because of that Goswami title. Whenever you get proud, next moment you will fall down in bhakti. Okay, and similarly, even if pure devotees, okay, if like normal people, if they become a Goswami, okay, they should not feel proud now. Nobody became a Goswami, I became Goswami. We should not be proud like that. Okay, then we will not progress in bhakti. And it's also said that we should never envy the Goswamis. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada says actually there is no place for envy in spirituality. Okay, if someone does more progress than us in bhakti, we should not envy. We should, in fact, what we should do? We should feel happy for their progress. Okay, then we too will get the same benefit in bhakti. It is so simple. See, one thing we should understand. See, the other person is progressing in bhakti. Why? Because Krishna's blessings are there. Right? So Krishna is blessing him. So why, if you are feeling jealous or envy towards him, it means you're envying Krishna. See, nothing can, even a blade of grass can't move without the permission of Krishna. If someone is progressing, means Krishna's full blessings are there with that devotee. Right? So why should we envy that person? In fact, what is said, if we feel happy that that devotee is progressing, and how much of a progress that devotee gets, just because we are feeling happy for that devotee, we will get the same amount of benefit. What benefit he got by doing bhakti, that same benefit, if we just feel happy for that devotee because he's progressing in bhakti, we will get that same benefit if we don't envy and we feel happy for their progress. Simple. In bhakti, we don't have to do any tapas, so much, all those, difficult things, austerity and everything. Simple, they are saying, don't envy, and you feel happy that other devotees are progressing. You feel happy for that. You will get the same amount of bhakti, progression that they are getting. That will be, you will also get the same thing. Krishna will also bless you with the same thing. It is so simple. Okay, actually, next thing comes, right? Next we'll see Avaishnava Aparad. So actually, because of this only, because of this envy only, we do aparad. Okay, why? Because we are not able to digest. Array, I came first in bhakti, he came later than me in bhakti, and how is he progressing so fast? This envy starts. See, especially if you and that person are doing the same seva, right? For example, yeah, sorry. So actually, so if you and that person, they are doing the same seva. For example, you are preaching and that person is also preaching. Okay. But, okay. And now one Prabhu, especially somebody comes to you and he tells that, oh Prabhuji, you know, that person, that devotee, he gave such a wonderful class. Already actually you are envious of that devotee because he's preaching so nicely, and now one devotee comes to you and he tells, that Prabhu, new devotee, he is preaching so nicely. So the envy in you, you are more envious of him now. Why? Because other devotees are praising. See, you are also a preacher, nobody is praising you now, they are praising someone else in front of you. Okay, so you are even more envious. So out of envy, what you do, you try to find faults in that devotee who is preaching. You will say that, oh, he's just talking like a parrot, but he has no realization. But I have realization. Okay, he has come newly, and so he's full of enthusiasm. That's why devotees are listening. Let's see how long he will preach. Like that, we'll try to criticize. See, I have that substance in me. He is just new. He does not have that knowledge. That substance is not there. That is not there. Okay. So we will think like that out of envy. See, so out of envy, we may do so much aparadha, especially the seva we are doing. Okay. If people are doing the same seva, na, then we get more envious. And especially if someone is praising the other person in front of us, we get even more envious. So because it's difficult for us to digest, right? Then what do we try to do? We try to, out of envy, we try to criticize them. We try to put them down. Somehow or other, we want to put them down. We do bad propagation, something bad we tell about them. So somehow we want to minimize, reduce that person's image, make a low profile of that person. So if we do like that, that is aparadha. Okay, and this Vaishnava Aparadha, especially if you do on pure devotees, that is called Hati Mata. See, the Vaishnava Aparadha means to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. So this is the third point, I think, third or second point in 10 offenses to the holy name. Okay, so especially if you do Vaishnava Aparadha, the Hati Mata, the mad elephant offense. Okay, it will, what do you say? Especially if you do it on pure devotees, that is called Hati Mata. The elephant, see, what is the, see, if there is a mad elephant, you have a nice, beautiful garden. Now, if that mad elephant, it comes into that beautiful garden and it damages everything. Okay, so Vaishnava Aparadha is like that. So you have such wonderful bhakti, but out of envy, if you do Vaishnava Aparadha, it will destroy your bhakti, like how the beautiful garden is destroyed. You have beautiful bhakti. Okay, but because you commit a Vaishnava aparadh, all that bhakti is destroyed. You fall down in bhakti. You can't progress in bhakti. So we should always be careful not to commit Vaishnava aparadh. Very, very important. See, if you commit Vaishnava aparadh, next day itself it will show the effect in chanting. You will not get that taste in chanting. Whenever you don't get a taste in chanting, you try to recollect, have I done any Vaishnava aparadh? You will lose taste in chanting. Definitely that day, that you please reflect. Whenever you're chanting your 16 rounds in the morning, if you're not getting a taste, it means you have done some, there is a chance that you have done some Vaishnava aparadh. So you can just try to remember where to which Vaishnava I have not spoken properly, or something happened. You can just recollect. So you should be very careful. See, if you want to say something negatively about somebody, okay, think 10 times. Okay, am I telling the truth about that person? Or out of envy, am I doing bad propagation or criticizing him or insulting him? Okay, so we should be careful not to commit aparadha against the pure devotees. This is very, very important. Okay, Krishna, what is this happening? Okay, so now let's go to next slide, 16. See, what are the consequences of offending a Vaishnava? We saw, right? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has described this offense as Hathi Mata, the mad elephant offense. So, next is very obstructive and dangerous. A person cannot derive any spiritual benefit when he offends the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. So, we saw this. So, you can see in this picture what is happening in the first picture. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of that particular devotee. He's not a devotee like the devotee that you see in the first picture is always criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says that, see, you are a sannyasi, okay, and you are eating sweets in your house. Being a sannyasi, you should not eat sweets so much. So many ants are there. See, that person is showing, see, he's telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, see, there are so many ants. So he's criticizing. So we should not criticize a Uttama Adhikarya, spiritual master. Okay, he's trying to show Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you're eating so much sweet, you're hiding from everybody, and you're eating sweets. That's why there's so many ants in your house. See, he's showing like that. He's telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that. Imagine. He thinks that he's on the level of Chaitanya to criticize Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in the next picture, we can see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he's a sannyasi, right? Generally, sannyasis, they don't have big feasts, right? They just eat little bit. But here, I forgot the name here also. I'm so sorry, actually. I remember that son-in-law's name, actually. His name is Amogha. So, Amogha is always like against Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, what these father-in-law and these two, what's his name? I forgot the name. So, the people you see here, right? They always safeguard Amogha. They don't let Amogha come in when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is eating. But somehow they were not there. They went to bring some food or something, both of them. Meanwhile, Amogha comes in and he sees Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he says, aha, you being a sannyas, you are eating so many items, you are feasting. What kind of a sannyas are you? And now he starts telling his usual way. Then the father-in-law comes, says, Why did you come here? How dare you say that? They were feeling bad. They invited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so that he can nicely they can make nice prasadam, give nice prasadam to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They didn't want Amoga to come, but somehow he came and he started blaspheming Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they get so angry, they send away Amoga. And they say, please don't listen to him. He's like that only. And then that's what. See, we should not blaspheme like that. We should not criticize. Like how Amoga criticized Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are not on that level for criticizing pure devotees. Okay? So, ways an offense may happen. Okay? Criticism. So, would anybody like to read the first point?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, please.
Unfortunately, we are surrounded by neophyte God brothers who do not appreciate the extraordinary activities of spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. They simply try to bring us to their platform and they try to criticize us in every respect. We very much regret their naive activities and poor fund of knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, ways an offense can happen. So, by criticizing, so we saw, right, how they criticize devotees. They always think on their level. And we saw in the previous two examples, right, how neophyte people, this is like, here we can think that neophyte God brothers. See, for example, now we see Prabhupada. Okay, so Prabhupada, he did so much at the age of 70. He spread Krishna consciousness in America, and he got his American disciples to India to spread the Krishna consciousness here also. He did so much at the age of 70. By the time he came here, he must be some 74, 75, like that. So much he did, and he came, but none of his God brothers appreciated this. They never helped him. When Prabhupada was asking them for help, nobody helped them spread the Krishna consciousness. He asked for money. They never helped for money. He asked whatever he asked for, nobody tried to help him. And they say in fact, besides helping, they used to criticize him. Okay, it clearly shows their innocence, their ignorance, and their poor fund of knowledge. Okay, so we can never understand what is there in the mind of an Uttamadhikari, especially the neophyte people who are ignorant. They always think on their level in the material platform. Okay, so that is what that is the way we commit offense against a pure devotee. Okay, so here. So this is very important, actually, very, very important. So one is forbidden to observe the activities of a pure Vaishnava. So Hare Krishna, would anybody like to read all the 4 points?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. One is forbidden to observe the activities of a pure Vaishnava from a material point of view. For the neophyte especially, considering a pure devotee from a material point of view is very injurious. One should therefore avoid observing a pure devotee externally, but should try to see the internal features and understand how he is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. In this way, one can avoid seeing the pure devotee from a material point of view, and thus one can gradually become a purified devotee himself. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mata.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so here, very important. So actually, what happened one time, Guru Maharaj was coming, one devotee was relating this incident. So one time Guru Maharaj was coming, and one neophyte devotee, he was saying, "Oh, he's coming in such a costly car. Oh, he's using such a costly cell phone." And then the other devotee said, "Yeah, Guru Maharaj, he came by flight, so we had to send the car." "Oh, he even travels by flight?" Okay, such people, they think progress in bhakti means traveling in flight, costly cars, having costly cell phones, living in big bungalows, getting respected. And we when Guru Maharaj comes, we garland him, right? And we do pranam. So they think progressing in bhakti means they see everything in material terms. They think like coming in car, coming by flight, having a costly watch, having a costly cell phone, being respected, being garlanded. They think that is progress in bhakti. They think everything in the material platform. They think that is bhakti. Oh, so nice, so much, everything good items, everything luxurious we'll get. So that they think as we progress in bhakti, progression in bhakti means materially we become more opulent. But this is foolishness. Okay, so when we are new, we should see their seva. When we are neophytes, we should see their seva. Whether he's a representative of a Lord, that we should see. Not on the material platform. Okay, some people, they greatly tell, my guru is from America. Okay, they think that is great. Okay, so we asked one person, why have you taken Diksha from this guru? And he said, on seeing him, he was fair, handsome, tall. He's looking so handsome, beautiful. So that is why I've taken him as my guru. So is that a qualification for taking a guru? Because he's fair, tall, handsome. Okay, so we should be careful not to select a guru just because he's handsome. We should hear his teachings, understand them. Then we should develop interest. Okay, now you should think, okay, now I can follow his teachings. Then we have to take Diksha from him. See, not by physical appearance, whether he's fair, tall, or handsome, or he has many followers. Not like that. Okay, and some people are like, initially they want to take Diksha from one guru, but later they change guru. If we ask why you want to change guru, then what that person says is, this guru, he gives Diksha very soon. That guru, he takes a lot of time, it seems. He gives only after 10 years, it seems. This guru, he gives very soon, it seems. That's why I want to change my guru to this guru. So we should not see who will give me Diksha fast, or we should not see whether Indian guru or American guru. So if we think like this, we can't progress in bhakti. Okay. You know what? Some people think, they think that progressing in bhakti means these neophyte devotees, they're very ignorant. So what do they think? Progressing in bhakti means getting a position like temple president. Okay, they think you are there in bhakti for so many years, 5 years, you didn't get any position. Like how in the material platform we think, right? Initially we join as an intern. After some years, we think 5 years, you didn't get the post of a leader. And then after some 5 years, you don't get the position of a manager. That is what we think progression materially, right? Here also in bhakti, they think progression means, because they're in that material platform, right? They don't think spiritually. They think you didn't get any position. So many years you were there in bhakti, you still didn't become temple president. That is what they think progression in bhakti. They think that progressing in bhakti means materially, they think by position. Then they say, what is the use in you are being in bhakti for so many years, till now you didn't get position. Now what is the use of that bhakti? They will say. So many people, they think progressing in bhakti means to get a position like that. Okay, if you see some people, they join ISKCON to go to foreign places. They think ISKCON has many foreign devotees. They keep coming and going, right? So there are temples also in foreign also. So these people, they want to somehow go to that foreign place. But to go there, they don't have money. So they find means how I can go, how I can go. So they come to know that these ISKCON devotees, they go to foreign places for preaching. They need pujaris. Okay, they send these devotees to foreign places as pujaris, and what they do, so they come to ISKCON, they join, they become full-time devotees, they learn this pujari, what is needed for pujari. So they become, they learn everything quickly about how to become a pujari so that they can go to America. Because they're so much on the material platform, they see everything materially. So that is what they think progressing in bhakti means. Okay, and some people, they join ISKCON to marry American girl so that they can go and settle in America. So like this, different people come with different point of views. So they are under this misconception that if I advance materially by practicing bhakti, that is my spiritual progress. That is so foolish. Okay, such people, they judge devotees similarly. So that's why they see devotees also on that material platform. Because they are thinking from their point of view. Oh, this devotee is here from so many years. Still he didn't get any position. I think he's waste devotee. Oh, this devotee, he got such a nice position. I think he's a very good devotee. So the devotee who got a nice position, no, these people, these neophyte devotees, they will give nicely respect. And that devotee who didn't get any position, no, they won't give respect. They won't even talk to them. I think he's waste devotee. No use talking to him. So these people, they behave well with those who have position, and with those who have no position, they don't behave well. So basically, they are seeing devotees from materialistic angle and they try to judge. So we should be careful, especially when we are in this Kanishta stage. Okay, so we should not see materially. We should see how they are doing Shuddha Bhakti, how much Shraddha they have on God. We should hear from them. We should hear from such devotees and we should learn. Okay, and some people, what do they think? Krishna is from India. Only Indians should worship. Only Hindus should worship. Or no other faith, Muslim, Christian, nobody should do bhakti. Even Americans. Why are Americans? They are worshipping our Krishna. He's our God. Why they are worshipping? They should not worship. This is offense. This is aparadha. So they think bhakti is only for some people, some sect of people. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada said, my God brothers, like initially, they are criticizing. Initially, they were criticizing when Prabhupada brought all these American disciples. They are actually envious because Prabhupada, he spread bhakti internationally single-handedly. So they're so envious of Srila Prabhupada. So that is why they do all these fake propaganda that Americans cannot take Krishna consciousness like that. But we should understand, if someone is able to propagate Krishna consciousness throughout the world or convert people to Vaishnavas, it means they are specially empowered by the Lord. That is why they are able to do it. So we have to recognize them as Mahabhagavatas. See, if someone is able to preach, it is because of the mercy of Krishna, right? He specially empowered them. That is why they're able to do these extraordinary tasks. How within 1 year of going, Prabhupada could establish ISKCON. And within 10 years, 108 temples. 70 volumes of books, and within 10 years, he traveled 12 times throughout the world preaching. How is it possible for an old man, Prabhupada, 70 to 80 years? That's a 10-year span. It's all because he's empowered by Krishna. That is why he could do all this. Okay, what Prabhupada has done is not something normal. See, even if you see materially also, it is highly impossible. See, he came just with 40 rupees. And when he was there, within a short span, he made crores of rupees. Even if you see materially, that is highly impossible for anybody. So even in fact, some business people used to come and ask Prabhupada, what is the secret? How could you make, you expand your money so much? Prabhupada used to give only one answer, Krishna. But that person didn't understand, because they don't understand when they say Krishna, right? He said, excuse me? He said, I think you didn't understand my question. Like, what is it that he again framed his question? What is reason behind you becoming, you could earn so much money? Prabhupada again said Krishna. So he couldn't understand. Like that, he framed his question 2-3 times. And then when for every answer he said Krishna, Prabhupada said Krishna. So then he didn't understand, so he left. Again. So we should know that he's a Bhagavat, and he's especially empowered by Krishna to spread Krishna consciousness worldwide. So we should not be jealous or criticize or commit Vaishnava aparadh against such an empowered devotee. Okay, so based on all these, so we can classify who is a Kanishta, who is a Madhyama, who is a Uttama, right? Okay, so here you see, actually here in this picture, you see Ambarish Maharaj, and we can see Durvasa Muni, he gets angry. Okay, so he it's given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the story of Ambarish Maharaj. Actually, Ambarish Maharaj, he fasts for Ekadasi, and next to Dwadasi, we're supposed to break a fast, right? Within that particular Parana time, fast break time. So Ambarish Maharaj was about to break his fast. He was ready to break his fast. So he was, before breaking his fast, he was feeding all the Brahmanas. Meanwhile, he saw Durvasa Muni coming. So he welcomes Durvasa Muni and he says, welcome, please accept please accept the feast that I'm giving. And he says, so Durvasa Muni says, I'll just go to the river and offer my rituals and come back, and then I'll accept your offerings. So he says, okay. But he doesn't come back. After the Parana time is about to get over. See, if you don't break your Ekadasi fast within that fast breaking time the next day, your Ekadasi is considered invalid. So you have to break within that time, and that time is coming close. So he's not understanding what to do, Ambarish Maharaj. So then he consults the Brahmanas and his ministers there. So the Brahmana says, see, okay, you're without committing an offense against your guest, Durvasa Muni, what you can do is just have 1 drop of water. That will break the fast, because he was doing Nirjal. Okay, just give me a second and it's getting a call. 1 second, I'll just be back. Hello, Daddy? Daddy, ఒక 2 minutes నేను మళ్ళీ కాల్ చేస్తాను. నేను క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాను డాడీ. ఓకే డాడీ, ఓకే ఉంటానే, బై బై. I'm so sorry. This was my father's call, so I just had to pick it up. Thank you so much. Okay, so what he does, he just tries to, Ambarish Maharaj, he takes a small drop of water and he breaks his fast. At that exact time, Durvasa Muni comes and he gets so angry. We all know that Durvasa Muni is famous for getting angry and cursing people. So he sees at that moment, he sees Ambarish Maharaj is breaking his fast. He gets angry. How dare you insult me? You said you will wait for me and you broke the fast. And he gets angry and he curses. He pulls out a hair from his this thing and he asks the demon to destroy Ambarish Maharaj. But Ambarish Maharaj, he being a pure devotee, he does not. He actually, if he curses also, because being a pure devotee, what he says will be in effect. But because he's a pure devotee, he doesn't say anything. He just stands there with folded hands and he just prays to Krishna. He just chants his mantra. And nothing could happen. And seeing this, actually the demon, the Lord sends his Vishnu Chakra. Okay, the Vishnu Chakra comes and kills the demon and it goes behind Durvasa Muni. Now Durvasa Muni gets scared. See, this Vishnu Chakra, the effect is so strong that it is so hot. Okay, and it is so sharp. It's coming behind Ambarish, Durvasa Muni. He's getting scared now. He's not able to bear that heat. He goes to Brahma, then Shiva, and then finally he goes to Vishnu. Then Vishnu says, I can't do anything. Okay, you have to go and take the forgiveness of Ambarish Maharaj. So then he comes to Ambarish Maharaj, and then, see, that is the effect if you insult, if you commit an offense against this thing. Finally, he comes back to Ambarish Maharaj, and he obviously, Ambarish Maharaj being a pure devotee, obviously, he never, he actually felt bad that he couldn't still feed Durvasa Muni. Okay? See, we can see in the next picture that Durvasa Muni falls at the feet of Ambarish Maharaj. Okay, he forgives and then they have prasadam together. Till that time, till that time, Ambarish Maharaj doesn't have the prasadam also actually. Okay, so we saw the bodily defects and we saw jealousy. We should not be jealous. See, this Krishna consciousness movement is a transcendental science and there's no room for jealousy. This movement is meant for the Paramahamsas who are completely free from all jealousy. Okay, Parama Nirmatsarana, one should not be jealous whether he's born in the family of Goswamis or has the title of Goswami awarded to him. So we're at this point, we discussed this point. As soon as anyone becomes envious, he falls from the platform of Paramahamsa. We saw that. And we saw how an empowered person who's actually engaged in the confidential service of the Lord should not be treated as an ordinary human being. For it is stated that unless one is empowered by Krishna, one cannot spread the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. We saw this point also because Prabhupada is like a empowered devotee. Otherwise, he would not be able to do all these normal activities. Like they're all abnormal activities. That we saw. And fifth point is it is offensive to give advice or correct the spiritual master. Okay, the advanced Vaishnava is always situated as the spiritual master and the neophyte is always considered his disciple. The spiritual master must not be subjected to the advice of a disciple, nor should a spiritual master be obliged to take instructions from those who are not his disciples. Okay, so actually, Srila Prabhupada is saying some neophyte devotees, they're always criticizing. They don't do any seva, they do propaganda, they don't appreciate, they don't associate properly. They always do Vaishnava Ninda only. So here in this fifth point, they're saying so pure devotee does not have to listen to the advice of such neophyte or Kanishta devotees who do always Ninda. So Prabhupada is saying, who do always criticizing, they don't do any seva, they do bad propaganda, they don't appreciate, they don't associate properly, they do always Vaishnava Ninda. So such kind of Kanishta devotees, the Uttama Adhikari or spiritual master does not have to listen to their advice. That is what they're saying. So that's why bhakti has so many minute things. We should understand, if not think. See, we should not think that, oh, I'm doing 16 rounds, I'm following 4 rules and regulations, I'm wearing kantimala, my diksha is also over, I can do anything, I can criticize anybody, I can behave however I want to. If you think like that, that is foolishness. So in our behavior also we have to be careful. That is what is being said here. Okay, that's why our behavior is also very, very important. Okay, so this is what, with this successfully we have completed the 6th shloka.